Howdy folks, it is currently 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on May the 11th, 2022. Hope our creators are keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button, share this across other platforms so we can let people know what's going on out in our solar system. If you happen to be new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell in case we have any critical future updates. As we see yesterday, we had the nice long duration event from our X flare, and then it kind of danced around the M flare for about a half an hour and just slowly came on down here. And it was, we lasted from, it started at 1320 and ended at 1820. That's a 5-hour event. That's a long duration event, folks. But as we can see, before that, what did we just do here? Goodness gracious. I did not. Come on, there we go. As you can see here, we were actually living in a constant state of B flux, which is where I like to be. But as we can see here, we have moved up into the C flare, folks. Constant state of C flare, C flux. We can see a little snap, crackles, and pops, and it looks like we're actually on our way back up. But it might be peaking right here, but we'll have to keep our eyes out on that here. I'll actually keep an eye on that by the time I get to the end of this video, and we'll see where we're at. So here we are over at ISWA, and last night I actually kind of got this drawn up for us, and we're going to zoom in here on the 304, and I want you guys to watch this. So we know that we had that X flare pop off, right? But I want you to watch right over here in this region on the back, towards the back side of the sun. Look at this. Sun erupted something major right there. Look at that. It is just erupting on the 304. So, and of course we're having some movement right down here as well. Watch this. Ooh, let me move that out of the way. See that? We had a filament snap come off. Now it looks like the majority went down, but some of it could fling up and get us. But this is actually what caused it. So let's come over here under the 171st where we can see a little more filament. In fact, I actually showed this yesterday evening. I might have. Look at that. Did you see that boom? See that stuff that's coming out really quick? Remember I was showing you guys that right over here? I was like, what in the world is that? In fact, let me dig in here a little bit more. You see that coming out of there? Now watch this. Boom, boom, bam. You see that eruption right here? This little snap? Bam. Look at all that coming out the backside. Now as we shrink out just a little bit, we might be able to get a little better picture of it. You can see all the movement in the background behind it. Something happened on the surface of the sun on the backside. Let's see if we can see it over here on the 94. We got it dialed up. You can see a little bit right there. Boom. That's pretty significant, folks, and that's going to be coming around to see us here before too long. So let's come on down here, and we're going to take a look here at this guy. This right here is stereo ahead. Okay, EUVI 195. So we can actually see a little bit more as it happened, but not a lot because it's not as detailed. I think we actually just had it. That's it. That's it right here. So as we're looking, we can actually see the boom right here. It's happening. You can see it right here off to the back side over here. And then bam, here's another. Ooh, what is this guy? How you doing, fella? So something did happen. It didn't look to be super significant though, right? Well, that's where you would be wrong. We are going to look over here at stereo ahead chronograph 2. Check this bad boy out. Let me shrink it down so you can take a look at your timestamps. Watch this. Now this right here, we're watching yesterday's X flare eruption towards us, okay? That's what's happening right here now. As that was happening, we got a friend here. Now this is charging, actually. Watch this. It just builds, 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 and look at the size of that mofo right there. Look at the size of that. Hello, everybody. I don't know what you are, but oh my gosh. Can you imagine if that was coming at us? That would be lights out. Look at how thick the density is on this plasma. Woo, look at this. You've still got a positive and negative connection. I mean, that's still a connection to the sun. So this thing is charged the whole. It's like constantly being charged the whole time as it leaves the surface. Whoa. Oh my gosh. And that's how magnetic lines work. So this was constantly being charged while it was connected until it actually snapped off. Now we're going to check over here stereo head chronograph 2, but this is a slightly different one. Okay, this right here is stereo head chronograph 2, but this is the running difference with the space weather beacon, you can really get a good idea of the plasma. Now here's our, this was the first eruption actually. See this? This is the first eruption off the back side of the sun. Boom. And that actually could have been what triggered this guy to go off. When we had our eruption yesterday at 1355 UTC, and you can see it coming off here. See a couple little friends there. And then she said, I'm not done yet. And just look at it build up and just pop. Now if you look, there's a big gap in time here. All of them have the same gap in time. See this from 2353 to 238. So we're missing over 2.5 hours of data as it was building to explode. That is a very long duration eruption. Just, you know, so y'all know. And look at the size of that density on that beat. Oh my goodness. Woo! That'll be enough to put a little pucker in your pooper, especially if it was coming our way. And make sure that when you're outside, don't forget about our lunar eclipse between the 15th and 16th. This is Eastern Daylight Time, and this is going to be the phase of our eclipse that we have coming up. This is the super blood flower lunar eclipse, I believe is what they're calling it. And these are the times of when we can see the absolute from the beginning of it all the way to the end of it. So make sure you hit pause, take a screenshot so you can take a look at this yourself, and make sure that you make appropriate time variations. You know, if your Central Daylight Time, instead of this being 10:15, I got to back it up an hour. It would be 9:15. Okay, does that make sense? Here's another screenshot for you to take. This is going to let you know exactly who's going to see the most of it. So basically, all of Texas, all the way up to the western or eastern side of North Dakota, and all the way to the east, almost to Africa. So North and South America, we're going to be in for the best treat of all, visually, to be able to see it. Another little tidbit, as we are going through with this eclipse, it is going to be going through the constellation of Libra. So that is something to pay attention to. All these alignments and things, they all matter. So for those of you who follow astrology and all of that, following the moon cycles and the stars and stuff, it'll be in Libra. And as promised, back over here to spaceweatherlive.com, it looks like it was a pretty significant C flare. It's a C7.81, and it came back down. So usually, as you can see, it's kind of going up, and it's going up even higher and higher and higher. So we're going to start bumping up into the M classes and X class flares again. This is not over yet, folks. Now, check this out, folks. We've got some actual playing going on between 3007 and 3005. This is why we're getting all those, we're living in C flare right now, and we're getting all the snap crackle pops from these two guys, and we actually had a little peekaboo one come over from over here. Now watch this as we advance slowly. Let me bring this in a little bit more for you. As it advances slowly, you can see the charging going on between this section and this section. And we see there's a little C flare, little snap right there. But we got a peekaboo, and then we got these two. Believe it or not, you'll actually see an arc connecting between these two sunspot groups. You got 3007 and 3005. Come over here to Solar Dynamic Observatory, and you can see right here, this is 3007 and this, 3006, excuse me, 306 and 307. And you'll actually see a line connecting here. Watch this. As we go through this here, and we're going on, see it here? Watch the connection. Look at that. You see that? They're connecting and they're playing with each other. That ain't good. To be able to reach across like that, that's not good. That ain't good at all. And then we can see this is why you can see how it's getting all lit up. That's why we're living in constant C flare. So yeah, in fact, it actually looks like that threw a ribbon out. Let's check over here on the 193. Zero in on this, and oh yeah, look at that. We did have that plasma filament eruption earlier this morning. You know, it looks like we might have had another one. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff being shot out, that's for sure. Did I just happen to see something there? No. Sorry, I thought I saw a UFO, but yeah, you can see the passing right here. See it going back and forth? Look at that. Whoa. Oh, this is getting exciting. This is not something that's normal, folks. I'll be honest with you. So let's go ahead and keep an eye out here. Whoop. Now we can see the filament release here from that one. Oh, ooh, look at that. She's throwing it out here too. Look at this. Whoosh. See that? Oh yeah. And then you can see the passing back and forth here too. Look. See that? Oh yeah. Then we had a little bit of a fire canyon going on there. And we can see it spitting out here too. Oh boy. Yeah, we got some plasma inbound, folks. It may not be super dense, but we have little pops of it, little wisp here, little wisp there. I think we're gonna be getting some constant states of bombardment of just little bits of plasma, constant. That's just my personal opinion from looking at it, from doing my own analysis. But we'll see what happens. Let's also not forget we got a coronal hole coming into Earth facing real soon. Here in the next couple of days, it'll be right smack in front of us. And look at this darker area here across the equatorial plane of the sun. Look at this. So this is going to increase our wind velocity, going to take a little punch to our geomagnetic field, and then if we get all this plasma mixed up with it, you know, if we get more with it, yeah, that's going to hurt. So keep your eyes open, no fear, and remember that love is the only word forward. So we're out.